So may I ask you to switch off your mobile phones? The press conference will be conducted in English. Coach Perisic, can you give us your comments about the game?
It's better to don't talk too much. I just see the stats one more time because to see what impression I have on the game. Congratulations to New Zealand, and better to stop on that. If you have some question, specific, if somebody sees statistic, parameters in statistic.
Thank you. Amir, your thoughts about the game?
I think we deserve to win, but again, we look in the mirror and each of us made a lot of mistakes, especially me. I should have done a better job to lead the team. So it's gonna hurt for a long while. Congrats to New Zealand.
I will now give the floor to the media to ask questions in English. I want to ask them first to state their name and their media company they are representing. First question.
Rowan Hamdan from Sharq al-Awsat newspaper. First of all, sorry for your loss, Amir and the coach. Amir, you did a really great job all the tournament as a players in Lebanese team. Coach, I want to know, you had the lead almost all the game. What happened in the fourth quarter? What was the specific reasons that you think led the game to this way?
Two reasons. First, we stopped to make this game plan what we decided in the first half, and we was really playing really good. That is the reason number one. We make some individual mistakes, and I don't know, 7-8 points 2-3 times we make. Instead to go on 10 in fast breaks, we make turnover and they score end one. Instead to go on 10, they come on the 4. But as I said, with all these mistakes, I think that we deserve to win the game, and I think that we was really giving what we can. We must change something same in our in our focus. Game is not finished until it's not finished, and we must learn from this game, or this team must learn from this game. But to be honest, one thing, with all these circumstances that we make mistakes, they should, I think, I will tell you now, we shoot only 6 free throw all the game. I mean, which is, they shoot 25. I mean, this is really, something what we are talking about last quarter when they won the game and they changed the game. We was leading 65-72 after 3 quarters and the half of the last quarter. Again, I said, we made mistakes too, but they didn't have one foul in the last quarter, for example, which it's really very weird. And then the last 10 seconds, they make 2 fouls to don't give us to shoot 3 points. But I didn't see long time that this difference 27-13 in the fouls, 25 free throw for them, 6 free throws for us, and we lose actually on 1 ball the game. Again, I said, we made mistake, that's true, but I think that we deserve a little bit better treatment tonight. That's what I can say, because it's not logic that somebody have 4 times more free throws than you, not 40%, 4 times more free throws than you, a little bit more than 4 times. 6 multiply 4 is 24, they had 25.
Amir, my second question is for you. So far, what was your best game in this tournament, and what have you learned from this tournament to next Asia Cup?
First of all, I hope I'll be with the guys next Asia tournament. There's a lot to learn from this game. Sticking to the game plan for 40 minutes is a must. Sometimes me or the guys, when we have the lead, we start to play maybe hero ball, and this hurts the team so much. We have to learn this to continue. And big teams, especially when we play World Cup and Asia like this one, teams play the same way 40 minutes. When they're down or when they're up, they stick to the game plan. Maybe this is what we are lacking as Lebanese basketball. I hope I and the team learn. And thank you, coach, for everything.
Thanks.
Thank you, Amir. Thank you, Coach Perisic.
Hello, Nujal Hajj, Pioneers Lebanon. So, as you mentioned, this might be the last chance to win the Asian Championship with the current core. So it might be the last tournament for Amir, we wish not, also for Ali Haidar, and for some others. What could have been done better in order to at least secure a semi-final spot
Question for Amir.
for both?
I take it. Well, in the halftime, we mentioned that Iran, they beat their opponent even when we're down 20. And this is what we should have focused more on, to keep the lead, to keep the energy high, and just trust the next guy. But again, when you get fouled and everything, it's tough. I had 5 turnovers. That's too much. So yeah, we have to look in the mirror.
Thank you, Amir. Thank you, Coach Perisic. This is the end of the first part of the press conference. We will be back soon with New Zealand.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second part of this post-game press conference. We now have with us New Zealand's coach, Judd Flevel and Max Darling. Coach Judd, your comments about the game?
Yeah, it was a ball game, and I think firstly, Lebanon in that first quarter could do no wrong, and just played a hell of a first quarter where they make 6 threes. You know, there's a lot there that we could have corrected, but we didn't. But they made us pay for every little mistake that we had, and we were late to things. We were late to half a step late on our coverages. Our communication wasn't great. they beat us to the ball. They had 6 offensive rebounds, and that's not Tall Blacks type of effort. Getting beaten on the convincingly on the rebound count. But I got to give them credit for the way that they came out. The second half, I guess from that point on, we're in a big hole. 20 points down, 32-12. And I think we didn't hit a three, didn't hit a shot in the first half from the outside, which has been a big part of our game plan. We had to make some adjustments. We did. I think the mindset was get to the rim, get to the basket, still back yourself and shoot the ball when it's there, but got to be able to play on the front foot. And Lebanon taught us that lesson in the first quarter, and then we were able to turn it around. And very proud of our group. Still a young group. And this man next to me, Max Darling, who's been with me for a few years now back in New Zealand, but probably his best game in the Tall Black singlet. And not just him, but the young guys really stepped up tonight when it mattered. And for us, I think, we said it before the game, actually. We knew it was going to be a great environment to play with the Lebanese, the fans. Man, got to give them a shout out. They just bring the atmosphere to the arena. And but it was about composure for us. And I think, at the end of the day, in basketball, the game of basketball, the momentum can swing. But, really proud of our group, our young group, to keep their heads and keep composure and grind it out at the end.
Thank you. Max, your thoughts about the game?
Yeah, pretty similar. It was tailored to halves, as you guys saw, but it was all the defensive end for us. As soon as we got some stops and rebounds, got out and run, then the scoreboard told the rest of the story. We were getting to the line, got them in the bonus, and then we just went from there.
Do we have questions from the media in English? A reminder to state your full name and the media company you're representing.
Rowan Hamdan from Sharq al-Awsat newspaper. First of all, congratulations for the win. Coach, Lebanon had the lead of the game almost 35 minutes. And how did you manage to get back to this game in the last 4 minutes? How?
Yeah, there's a few things. I think we came out flat, and we had made some adjustments there, and we threw, I guess, some different types of I guess on the defensive end, we started switching a little bit. We tried to keep them guessing. They were just in so much flow on the offensive end that we had to find ways to disrupt that, and just staying and somewhat aggressive. And Max said it, just being aggressive, getting to the foul line, getting rewarded by playing on the front foot. We were trying to play on the front foot, I guess, a little bit in the first quarter, but our spacing was not there. But as Max said, I guess when in a basketball game and you want to play with pace, you better play defense and you better rebound. And that's us. I guess that's our DNA. We want to be out pushing the basketball. We couldn't do that in the first quarter, of course, because we're taking the ball out of the net. But I guess that was the difference. And as we started to pick up momentum, we then started to, play on the front foot. And I think that carried us over for the last up until the last few positions.
Next question.
This one's for Max. Max, you guys were down by 22 in the first half. Did you guys tell each other anything at halftime? Did Coach Jug tell you guys anything to keep you guys believing?
He probably can't repeat word for word what I said at halftime, but
yeah, I can't say too much about that. But I think it was more about just us staying together. We're a close-knit team, and we know that being connected is one of our strengths. So as long as we came out in the second half, kept our heads, kept composure, then we knew we had the chance to turn the game around. And like I said earlier, it was defense, it was the talk, it was throwing different things at them on the defensive end. And it worked in our favor.
Next question.
Rowan Hamdan from Sharq al-Awsat newspaper. Coach, you have been watching Saudi game against Philippines, which was the only match until now that gone to the added time, and your match also was so near to that. How did you think about the Saudi and Philippines match, and did you think would you survive as a New Zealand team if your game with Lebanon go to the added time today?
Oh, I think nothing really surprises you in the game of basketball. There's so many situations. And you know what? I mean, New Zealand basketball All Blacks have been, you know, we've taken, I guess, we've played international basketball for a lot of tournaments now. Asia Cup, third time, been to World Cups, and you play in ball games, and it's you're down by 20 points. You should be up in some games. You come back, you lose leads. So I guess maybe I'm showing my age a little bit by just the amount of experiences that you see what's going on. But, you know, just really, once again, just proud of our group for keeping their heads, because they are a youngish group. We have some experience, some old heads out there. But tonight, our young guys, really stepped up. And I think if we were to go into overtime, we were prepared for anything, you know, whatever it took. And that was the message at halftime, whatever it takes for us to get the job done. And it wasn't me drawing up necessarily plays or anything. It was just, hey, we're in a grind, we're in a fight, and we're going to keep fighting till the very end. And that's, I think that sums up the game of basketball, really, which is why we love it.
How do you see the Saudi and Philippines match? As a coach.
The Saudi-Philippines match? Oh, yes, sorry. Yes, we were actually there in the crowd. Yeah, we turned up to watch. You know, we had 4 days to kill during our last pool play game against Chinese Taipei, and so we decided to come to the game. Once again, a great atmosphere. We're fans of the game, of course, and watching those two countries battle it out on the court. So, yes, Justin Brownlee hitting that shot didn't surprise me, and I guess that's just. Once again, that's the game of basketball, and the reason why we love and hate it when you're on the receiving end.
Thank you, Coach Judd. Thank you, Max. This is the end of the post-game press conference. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.